Good evening, class. My name is Reinout Landegem, and my partner's name is Pikaso Dutta, and we are going to be talking about our project, which is for now titled SPY and Sector ETFs Pattern Recognition. Our academic advisor for this project is Dr. Kashana. So for our project, we are going to be studying the volatility and return graphs of the 9 sector ETFs that compose the S&P 500 index. On the right, you can see an image of the 9 sector ETFs that make up the SPY index. And we want to identify patterns in the volatility and return graphs of the 9 ETFs using two main methods. The first method we will be using or calculating is the k-means clustering, which is a method that Dr. Kashana used in one of his studies as well. And the second method we will be using are technical indicators such as momentum, RSI, just to name a few. Pikaso will be talking about these methods in more detail on the following slide. So the main question that we are trying to answer for our project is, which of the 9 sector ETFs delegate the SPY ETF the most? And this will allow us to be able to forecast SPY more accurately while reducing the overall risk while doing so.
Now let us discuss on how we are going to address our research questions. Since we will be using high frequency data, most likely 1 minute data, so we'll collect this data from Bloomberg. Currently we'll stick to 3 months of 1 minute data, which will come roughly around 27,000 of data points, and that should be sufficient for our analysis. Once we get the data, then we'll start the cleaning process. So here we might have to deal with a few missing values, but since we would like to have each time frame constant for all the ETFs, so instead of removing the row, we will take the last and then next price and divide them into equal intervals to fill the missing number of rows. Now coming to the data preparing, we will use momentum indicators because they are based on the strength and weakness of a signal, which should help reflecting the volatility of a stock. So since we're working with volatility rather than price, we'll fit the indicators with the daily VAR calculated from the closing price of the ETFs. So once we're done with the data preparation, we'll start training the data using input data as oscillators, which you've just calculated, and train against the 1 minute VIX data as our output. So for the training purpose, the algorithms we are going to use are mostly clustering and neural networks. Under clustering, we are going to use the k-means clustering as of now, and under neural networks, we are going to use LSTM and MLP models, since both of them works good with time series data. And so finally, coming to the conclusion, we will be considering all the ETFs as a single portfolio, and then we would like to determine which ETF contributes most towards the SPY volatility.
And lastly, here we just have a timetable that we will be using throughout our project to stay on track with everything. I'm not going to go through each task, but I will talk about some of the more important tasks. So as you can see, and as Pikaso told us, we are currently in the process of data collection and data cleaning. And soon thereafter, we are going to be calculating the simple and log returns, as well as the volatility and other components necessary for the technical indicator analysis that we will be performing. And next, we are going to be performing exploratory data analysis to understand and analyze the data before we dive into our pattern clustering and recognition analysis that we will have completed by the end of March. Complete results of the analysis, as well as the complete written report, will be performed in April, and our project should be finalized and completed by early May. Thank you for listening, and have a good night.